Everyone, it's Wednesday morning and time for our weekly segment with Metro Police.
Now, as you'll notice, this is not Sheriff Joe Lombardo. It is instead Assistant Sheriff Brett Zimmerman joining us this morning. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you for having me.
So, New Year's. It's kind of popular here in Las Vegas, kind of a big deal. You had a major role with Metro's efforts on New Year's Eve. Let's just talk about the efforts that Metro had and just kind of how it went from a law enforcement standpoint.
Well, for example, we start pre-planning New Year's Eve now for next year. So we did that last year. We have a pre-planning stage. We look at what went right, what didn't go right every year. We start our planning early in the spring. Our tactics on New Year's Eve are dictated by what's going on in the world, what sort of intelligence we get. We don't look at it from a perspective, it's just routine. We look at it every year. We have to step it up. We have to be more vigilant. We ask the public to see something, say something. Our cops do all of the work out there. They're the eyes and ears, and they get all the information back to us who are in an actual operations command post to kind of view everything going on the Strip.
So then this year, what went right, what didn't go right?
What went right is we had very minimal amount of arrests. The public was out there having a really good time, enjoying themselves like they should. Our cops were out there interacting with a lot of people. We also had a lot of other agencies assisting us, not only the federal agencies, but all of the local agencies assist with New Year's Eve. You know, what went wrong, you know, we really haven't found much that went wrong. A lot of things that go wrong, we may find an area that we need to add a barricade at, block a little bit better for pedestrian traffic, but other than that, it was very minimal.
Good. The state's new red flag law took effect on New Year's Day a few days ago. Can you explain a little bit about what it is and how Metro will enforce it?
Well, the red flag law in simple terms deals with, you know, mentally ill people who are in possession of weapons. What's happened is because the legislator passed that law, we will just be impounding the firearms if a court order is issued, that we're not confiscating them. So when they're impounded, there's an evaluation done by the mental health courts. You know, the firearms could be out of the person's possession for 7 days up to a year. The person who may be in a facility at the time would get served with that order to turn their weapons in. If they're not in a facility, it could be served at their residence. If they're not located at their residence and we contact them out on the street, they would then have 72 hours to turn those weapons in. And we are still in the process. The enforcement has not gone into effect. We have a lot of people working within our agency, our legal team, our people that will be enforcing it, our street officers. So we're still in the process of coming up with an exact plan on how to do it, but we're pretty close.
Interesting. All right. I don't know if you have a little bit of time for this question, just quickly about packages being stolen from porches. The holiday season, we see it a lot. Recently, there was an arrest report that showed that Metro managed to find someone using a police helicopter. Is that a sign that you guys are kind of stepping up your game in terms of trying to catch these porch pirates?
Well, looking at the whole porch pirate thing, you know, obviously with the way technology's come in the last 5 to 10 years with a lot of these Ring doorbells and upgraded surveillance cameras, we get a lot of calls. People may not be at their residence when they see somebody, you know, messing with something on their doorstep. But in regards to the air unit, we get these calls from the public. We have a large number of resources out there, you know, on the police agency. The air unit is utilized on a lot of our high-risk type calls, but when they're out and available and they're not on a high-risk call, there are eyes and ears in the sky. And I don't know the exact call you were talking about, but in regards to that, we use all our resources, and we do take a lot of people into custody for that. Yeah. That deals with the public's help, but also the message, too, is, you know, there are other options. You know, we can't be everywhere. Residents can't be everywhere, and there's options where if you're having packages shipped, you may want to utilize those lockers or somewhere safe where you can control going to pick your stuff up, and then you don't become a victim of a crime.
Yeah, good tips. Thank you so much for being here. Great to see you.
Thank you for having me.
If you have a question for Metro Police or Sheriff Joe Lombardo, you can submit it on our website, 8newsnow.com. Find out if your question was answered every Wednesday.